We're going to do a presentation about the law systems of America and Sweden, and we're going to compare them with an example, in this case prostitution, and Alexander will give you the example.
The crime. The witness saw an older man stopping his car at Malmskillnadsgatan and picking up a young East European girl. The man says that they had sex and he gave her money so she could buy something for herself, not to pay her for the sex. The girl says that he's lying. She told the police that they had sex and he paid her for the sex. Okay, the process in Sweden. It all starts when someone sends in a notification of what happened. It can be either the prostitute or some witness or people around. When the police had got the notification, they start an investigation. And they take in the witness and the prostitute or the defendant, people around for hearings, and after that the prosecutor decides if it's going to be if they can prove that the defendant is guilty or not. If not, they quit the investigation, and if it is possible, they continue. After that, it's time to lead over and send in all notification, applications and all that stuff to the court. And when they have come to that place, it's time to let the defendant say if he agrees that he's guilty or not. And the court decides if they think it's true or not, and they decide punishment. And if they think he's guilty, he needs to be guilty beyond reasonable doubt, which means that he's guilty and that they are very sure about it. That's how it goes.
The process in the United States of America. It starts with someone sending in a notification, like in Sweden. And that can be anybody who's involved with a crime. It can be the victim, the defendant, well, often not the defendant because they don't want to get caught for the crime, or witness, or anyone involved in the crime. And then the investigation starts, and there are hearings, and the lawyers and the prosecutor collect evidence to find if the man really is guilty or if he's not guilty of the crime. Then they gather at court, all the people involved, the witness, the defendant, the victim and everybody else, possibly family and the prosecutor and the lawyer, and they're the law. And then the prosecutor and the lawyer will try to affect the jury to decide whether he's guilty or not guilty, depending on if the prosecutor wants the man to be guilty, but the lawyer wants the man to be not guilty, so they will try to defect the jury depending on where they stand. And when the jury have decided if he's guilty or not guilty, then they will tell it in court.
Convicted for sexual exploitation, he will be in prison for from 6 months to 6 years, and the most common is 2 years. He will also have to pay the girl for the damages.
And in the United States of America, the outcome will depend on the jury's moral, how they think about the crime, and how good the lawyers are. If the outcome in the United States of America will depend on the jury's moral, how they think about the crime, and the lawyers, how good they are. If for an example, if the jury is full of people who are racists, and the man who's done the crime, who has committed the crime, is black, they will give him a much higher punishment than if he was white, for an example. And well, that's an extreme example, but that's what possibly can happen in the jury of United States. Well, yeah. Buying sex is not okay. It's morally really wrong. But selling sex, we have different opinions on. I think that it's wrong to sell sex. Both buying and selling is wrong, because you can find other ways to get money, other ways to pay for the food you eat, you know, and you don't have to sell your body to do that. But Alexandra thinks something else.
Yes, I think it's not okay to buy sex, and I think it depends on the situation if it's okay to sell sex or not. For one example, people who likes to have sex, they have sex very often and they have sex with many different people. No one really care about that, but if someone sells sex to many people to actually survive, people think that it's a whore or something like that, and people hate it actually. And I think that if you just know what you're doing, if you know that what's the consequences and you know stuff around, it's okay to sell sex. But if you are like if you're like in a situation when you can't decide over your body and someone else is actually owns your body. Trafficking, exactly. Then it's not okay, absolutely not. Thank you, this was all from Alexandra Arén and Elin Hallén. Bye.